$10 for parking? We gotta pay extra to feed the giraffes? I woke up one morning and there was a hole in my arm. It ain't right.
All right, we've got a special guest here on the show with us today. You've seen him in movies like The Green Book, The Irishman, About My Father. He's got a hilarious podcast called The Pete and Sebastian Show with his buddy Pete Correale. He's got the second season of Bookie dropping on HBO Max. And on top of that, he's touring the country with his It Ain't Right tour as your favorite stand-up comedian. He's in Rochester tonight at Blue Cross Arena. Tomorrow here in Buffalo at the KeyBank Center, ladies and gentlemen. Sebastian Maniscalco joining us here on the program, everybody. How we doing?
Appreciate you guys having me on. Just to paint a picture, I am in a hotel room in Buffalo with my laptop propped up on couch pillows, and I apologize for the artwork behind me. This is the best possible place in the room that I could do this. So, just happy to be in Buffalo. Been coming to Buffalo for years. This is the first time I'm actually playing the arena here. I think I started off here at the Helium Comedy Club, I believe you have, in town. And yeah, great to be here in Buffalo. And thank God it ain't snowing.
Yeah, well, yeah, we know about that. Yeah, you were at Shays. I saw you at Shays. My wife's a huge fan of yours. But we did our best. We do our best here to accommodate all our guests on this show. We don't have two people of full-blooded Italian descent here, but we do have one Chicago native and a guy who is half Italian. So hopefully that's good enough for you for the next 10 minutes or so here. But first and foremost, you got your show at the KeyBank Center tonight. I know there's tickets. People, if they want to try to still get tickets, I don't know if there's any left, but on Ticketmaster. What can you say just about the grind of a stand-up comic's career? Because I think it's a lot like the radio business to a certain extent. I mean, we all had second jobs coming up. I know you were a waiter out in L.A. while you were trying to cut your teeth in stand-up comedy. What do you think is like the thing that you find most rewarding now, looking back at the grind you went through to get where you are now?
Yeah, I was doing restaurants, Italian restaurants. I remember one gig was up in Santa Barbara. I went into the restaurant. I'm like, where's the stage? They're like, well, there is none. I'm like, you basically would just walk around doing stand-up comedy while people are eating chicken parm, so you got to put the time in. You well know in radio and TV, you don't start at the top. You got to do the CB markets before you get to the A room. So for me, it was a slow grind. This thing didn't happen overnight. I started in 1998 waiting tables at the Four Seasons Hotel. I did that for 7 years while I was cutting my teeth doing stand-up comedy. And then I graduated to the comedy club, just making a living, paying the bills. And it's tough, you're bouncing around the country, airplanes, different beds. You wake up and I travel with a Theragun or a hyper gun to massage my neck in the morning. That's where I'm at, So it's you got to stay loose and work out. And I do a lot of physical humor, so my body needs to kind of be in tip-top shape. I popped my calf last year doing comedy, and you would think, at this age of 51. You make one wrong move on stage, you're down for 6 months. So, yeah, you got to be prepared up there.
There's no injured reserve in the world of comedy.
Yeah.
What can people expect for Saturday's show?
So here's what's going on. You'll appreciate this. I just shot my special for Hulu in Chicago last week at the United Center. So the material is at a peak for me where I'm talking about anything from me being a 51-year-old man going through a lot of ailments in my life physically. Still a lot of observational material. I'm traveling with Pete Correale and Pat McGann, who are two of the top comedians headlining comedians in the country today, and they were gracious enough to come with me on the road. I mean, the production value that I put into this show, I've lowered the stage. It's in the round. It's a triangle stage. And just the little things that people might not even notice, just the lighting, not only the lighting of the stage, but even in the audience. I like to dip into the audience and make fun of people. I put people up on the screen so people know what I'm talking about or who I'm talking about. So from soup to nuts, I think this show is kind of the best one yet for me. I did have some physical problems on the last tour with my leg. I had sciatic pain ripping down my right leg. I couldn't be as physical as I normally was. So the fact that I'm healthy and I feel like I'm really having a great time out there and enjoying all these cities that we're going to.
So I know you mentioned Pete Correale, who's a good friend of yours. You guys do the Pete and Sebastian Show podcast together. And I don't know if everybody in Western New York is aware of this, but he's kind of a local here. He lives down in Dunkirk. He's a Long Island native like me, but married a girl from Western New York, and here we both are. I know he's open. I mean, he's open for you from time to time. Is he going to be opening in Buffalo here tomorrow?
Oh yeah, this is a home game for him.
Awesome.
So he's he'll be there. Pete, I've known since 12 years now. We've been doing the podcast together, Pete and Sebastian Show, and Pete's one of the funniest guys I know. Since it's a home game, he's not really with us on the bus. Last night we took we were in Youngstown, Ohio. We took a Sprinter over here to Buffalo, and normally he's on the Sprinter with us. And last night we even commented that it was so quiet on the bus without Pete. Pete's definitely missed. Pete could talk, so it's nice to have him on tour with us.
Yeah.
All right, well, Chicago natives may not think this is funny, but, you know, NFL fans may laugh at it a little bit just because the Bears have been trying to figure it out for years. They get a quarterback in Caleb Williams. Things are going right for them for a few weeks. They've got a winning record. They hit their bye, and now the Bears have 3 straight losses. Do you tune in to Bears games? Are you a Bears fan? Do you have any hot takes for us? I know everybody in that city wants the head coach gone.
Well, I mean, this is the same thing year in and year out, and I don't know why people get excited. Prior to the season, everybody was talking about, oh, this is the year. Every time this happens, this is the year, we're going to do it, And even when they were 4-2, I kept telling the guys back in Chicago, I go, just give it some time. They'll screw this up. And now we're, 3 losses in a row. And I don't know. I mean, until maybe they sell the team, I don't think Chicago's got a hope with the Bears. It just seems that it's too many. 1985 is the only thing we got to hang our hat on, and it's long overdue. Chicago deserves a winner. And it ain't happening. So hopefully they'll turn it around. This is how bad it gets. When I watch with my dad, we have socks. We have rolled up socks that we throw at the TV when they do something wrong because we got to get out our aggression. So I don't know. It's not looking good.
Yeah, and I was going to tell you, Sebastian, I know you're tight with J.J. Watt, and it's unfortunate your schedule takes you out of town after Saturday night show because he's actually going to be here for this Bills-Chiefs game on Sunday with his pregame crew. So he's going to be in town. You got to check with him and see if he's going to be in town to maybe even catch your show. Have you caught up with him recently?
No, you know what? That's a good. I go to Syracuse on Sunday. But I'm wondering if I could catch him. Maybe I could stop by the stadium. Do you know how far Syracuse is? Is that a flight?
It's a little over 2 hours on the road. It's a straight shot on the New York State Thruway.
All right, listen. There's a possibility I come by the stadium Sunday to hang out with the crew. Maybe, they had me on already, but maybe I give JJ a call and say, listen, I'm going to be in the Buffalo area. Maybe let me come by the stadium. That's a possibility. Thanks for mentioning that. I'll definitely call him.
Yeah, I know he'd love to have you. So quickly, just to have a little fun with you here before we let you go, and this is at the request of my 100% Italian wife. She asked me to fire off some rapid-fire questions for you in terms of growing up in an Italian household, like my wife and myself. I had an Italian mom, because sometimes we have some slight variations on how things work. So it's kind of an either-or type of thing. So first one up, do you call it sauce or gravy?
Let me set this record straight, right? Sauce is what you call it. Gravy is brown and what you put on turkey. Nobody at Thanksgiving has ever said, pass the sauce. I want to put it on my turkey.
Right. I would agree with you 100% on that. All right. Favorite pasta, noodle, or shape?
I'm into a penne pasta. I like penne pasta with
Okay.
a little bolognese.
Okay. I'm Angel Hair or Rotini personally. All right. So here we go. Bread and butter or bread dipped in olive oil and balsamic vinegar?
I'll go bread dipped in olive oil, skip the balsamic, put a little pecorino romano on there, and a little granulated salt.
Oh, salt. Okay. I'm going to have to try that. I haven't done that part. All right. As a kid, when you got a spanking, was it with an open hand or a wooden spoon?
I got a backhand to the mouth.
Okay.
Just a pop.
And it's not good if mom or dad wears rings either.
My mom had a nice ring on her finger, and I caught that one. When she sees it, she's like, I never hit you. I always go back to one time she gave me a little pop in the mouth, and then that's my story moving forward.
Okay, a couple more here, and then we'll let you go. Fish for dinner on Christmas Eve, yes or no? And was it 7 fishes?
Never did that. Never did that growing up. No fish on Christmas Eve. My neighbor had this 7 fishes, and we went over there every once in a while. But in my house, it was not a tradition.
Okay. How about this one? Christmas Day, is there a pasta course? Yes or no?
Yes, there's a pasta course Christmas Day. There's many courses on Christmas Day. I used to go to both of my grandparents and have 2 dinners. So you had to eat at both of their houses. So I was I wish I could go back and have a meal for my grandma. Anyway.
Yeah, right. All right. Last one, tiramisu or cannoli? We're going right to dessert here.
God, I'll go cannoli. I had a great cannoli last night in Youngstown, Ohio. So if there's a place in Buffalo or Rochester that I could pick up a cannoli, please let me know because I'm on a cannoli run right now.
Okay. We'll send some suggestions over to your people. Sebastian, listen, have a great show tonight in Rochester. Have a great one tomorrow here in Buffalo. We look forward to seeing you. We'll be in the house tomorrow, so get him rolling. I'm sure Pete will get him nice and warmed up for you. Thanks for the time.
Thanks. Go Bills.